Hello everyone, this is Dr. Nishana Jumuti. Let's have a quick look into what is Central Bank's Digital Currency or CBDC in simple terms. The blockchain technology has been utilized in multiple ways. One such innovation was the introduction of cryptocurrencies. We all know that. The most commonly used cryptocurrencies across is Bitcoin. The whole point here is a cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin is a decentralized currency wherein no single entity or authority has a control over the transactions which is happening via a Bitcoin, which is a cryptocurrency. Now, the similar thing could not happen in India, due to which the government of India, with the help of RBI, using the very same blockchain technology, developed something called as CBDC, Central Bank's Digital Currency. It functions just like a Bitcoin, but the whole point is the Central Bank of India, that is RBI, has a direct control over the functioning and the operations of this CBDC. So now if you see recently, the governor of RBI, they emphasize the innovative features that is being developed for India's CBDC, which is also known as e-rupee. In this particular context, let's quickly have a look into what is the meaning of CBDC in simple terms. A central bank's digital currency is a legal tender which is issued by the central bank, that is RBI for our country, in the online or digital form. So now, unlike private cryptocurrencies, which I told you, such as Bitcoins, these CBDCs, they are backed by the central bank, ensuring a stability and trust. And this central bank's digital currency is as similar to the fiat currency, and they're also exchangeable one-to-one with the fiat currency. But central bank's digital currency or CBDC is an electronic or virtual or digital format, due to which, though it is similar like a fiat currency also, it is known as electronic or e-fiat currency. So what is a fiat currency? A fiat currency is actually a national currency that is not pegged, which means that is not backed up to the price of any commodity in terms of gold and silver. So now, having said that, Indian currencies are fiat currencies and we have a legal tender status. It is legally acceptable. For example, if you take a 10 rupee note or a 20 rupee note, you can see something written by the RBI governor, by the signature of RBI governor, you can see something. I promise to pay the bearer the sum of 10 rupees, and you can see the signature of RBI governor. Right? So now that makes that particular currency valuable. That is called as legal tender status. So now any currencies in India is having this status. Even the CBDC, Central Bank's Digital Currency, also has a legal status, but it is called as e-fiat currency, that is electronic fiat currency. Now, this particular digital or online fiat currency or your CBDC can be transacted. How? The transactions can happen using a wallet, online wallet, and this will be backed by a technology called as blockchain, because it was developed using a technology called as blockchain, right? And thus, though initially, as I told you, the concept of CBDC was actually inspired by the cryptocurrency called as Bitcoin, this CBDC is having more managerial control, or let's say administrative control, by a single authority. And for our country, India, it is RBI. Now, what could be the main objective? Why our country, India, has come up with such kind of e-rupee called as CBDC, Central Bank's Digital Currency? One is the issues that was arising due to the cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoins. The privacy issue, security issue has led to a very immediate concern of coming up with something called as Central Bank's Digital Currency. And the advantages of CBDC are as follows. One is the main objective of CBDC is to reduce or to mitigate the risk and trim all the cost in handling the physical currency. And thus, it will also enable people to understand the importance of having a centralized control and to differentiate and not to involve in dealing with the cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, which is decentralized in nature, because there are a lot of risk that is associated. Now, having said this, it is not only India that has come up with such kind of CBDC concept. There are so many other countries before India also that has actually adopted central bank digital currency or CBDC in their own respective countries and have given a name for the same as a whole. For India, CBDC is called as digital rupee or e-rupee or e-fiat currency. If you see similarly, globally, if you see the very first country to actually launch nationwide CBDC, central bank digital currency, was Bahamas. And they called this CBDC as sand dollar. This happened in the year 2020. After that, if you see, Nigeria was another country that came up with its own CBDC that happened in the year 2020, and they named its CBDC as e-Naira. Next is China. If you see, China became the world's first major economy to actually pilot a digital currency called as ECNY in April 2020. And the list is still going on. It is not ending. If you see, recently in 22, what happened, 2022, again what happened was Jamaica was another country that came up with the CBDC and they call it as JAMDEX. So there are so many countries that has been testing and adopting such kind of central bank digital currencies using the same blockchain technology in order to stand with the bitcoins and to show that a centralized control is always much better for safety and security concerns. So these are the things that you should know with regard to CBDC. So stay tuned for more videos. Till then, subscribe and on the given link below and enroll on the upcoming new live videos that is coming up in the channel. Thank you and Jai Hind.